Yo, what's good? Hope you guys can hear me well. I'm using these obviously ancient earphones with the built-in mic. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing good. Easter long weekend. Hope you're spending it however you want it, however you want to, with your loved ones, whatever you do. And before I get into today's video, I would quickly like to say thank you guys for all the support on my previous upload. It got a lot more traction and interaction than I thought it would. Especially considering I made this YouTube channel not too long ago. I didn't really expect one of my videos to, just perform like that. It was really cool to see like people from all over the world like watch the content and then drop some comments, likes. I got a few subscribers from it as well. I think I got about like 30, which is really cool. So that just means we're gonna hit 100 subs way faster than I thought we would. And that's definitely a decent milestone to celebrate. After that one, it's probably going to be, the 1,000 mark. But every person counts. So if you're new, I just want to say thank you and welcome to the channel. This is a space where we can basically just hopefully all grow together. Obviously, a lot of the content is just going to be me. It's going to be me talking about my, stories and experience through life, things I've learned along the way, and then sharing that with you guys. And some of those comments on the previous video, they didn't exactly agree with what I had to say, but I don't mind. Like, I just want this to be a space where we can all drop our thoughts, opinions, help each other grow. Even if I did disagree with some of the things said, like, I'm not gonna hate on it. This isn't gonna be like some sort of fucking single-minded cult. This is, as I said, just a space to grow. So, there you go. And now, for the topic of today, having standards. Having standards for yourself, having standards for your friends and family, and very importantly as well, something not to forget, is having standards for your partner, whether that be a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, whatever it is for you, having standards for them as well. Because we all know all those types of groups of people that I just mentioned, they all have the power, the possibility to completely influence your life, either for better or worse, if you let them. And give me a second, I'm gonna put this down real quick, because I'm holding all my keys and drink bottle and everything. And anyway, it all starts with you. You can't be a hypocrite and expect everyone else to have high standards and perform their best at all times, whatever it is, if you don't respect yourself in the same way, if you don't hold yourself accountable to the same standard. Notification, sorry. Or if you just don't lead by example. Because why would anyone want to respect you? Why would anyone care about your standards if you do not conduct yourself in that way yourself? As I said before, you just look like another hypocrite. You just look like a weirdo that just wants everything for free and just doesn't even stand or live by their own values. So it all starts with having standards for yourself. And we might all have our own definition of that. Like, my definition of having standards and respect for myself might be different to yours. That's fine, whatever it is for you. For example, it might even just be the simple things like sticking to a structured routine, like getting up at the same time every morning and not giving up on that habit you've designated for yourself. So it could be as simple as just the daily habits you partake in. Having standards, it could just be living by your values and morals all the time, not just being fucking just another one of these hood rats that doesn't really give a flying fuck about anything, disrespecting themselves, disrespecting their family, their community, or whatever it is. Just try to be a good person and live by that standard at all times. And I know maybe every now and then you might slip up, you might act in a way that you're not proud of, but as long as you're conscious of that thought and you're just maintaining that frame of mind that you do want to be a better person, and just maintain those standards, in your day-to-day life, well then it's a good start. Because a lot of people don't even have standards, man, for themselves. They're just taking it one day at a time. They're kind of just a lost cause. Their life's a mess, their bedroom's a mess, their bathroom's a mess, their mind's a mess. So once again, it all starts with yourself. And the best thing is, once you start having standards for yourself and carrying yourself in a certain way, well then the people around you will see that as well. And hopefully they'll just have a positive impact on them, inspire them to do the same in their own lives, to take better care of themselves, to hold themselves to better standards, higher standards, to respect themselves, which is a really cool thing. And hopefully through some of the content I've put out there for you guys, maybe it's on YouTube, maybe it's on Instagram, you see what I'm doing, you see that I'm trying, and that might motivate you to do the same as well, which is really cool. And that's basically half the reason I put all the stuff up anyway, because I want exactly that to happen. I want to inspire you guys to take better care of yourselves, better care of the people around you, just level up to be a fucking mean person, and then share that energy with the world around you, with everyone else. That's what I'm trying to do. And, you know, it's going all right. Sometimes we make more progress than expected. Sometimes we make less progress than expected, but, you know, life's not exactly linear. You know that graph where progress and everything, it's like an up and down motion. That's just how it is. And jumping right into that again, when people see you hold yourself to a higher standard, they're going to want to do the same. And if they don't want to do the same, well then maybe that's a sign that person shouldn't be in your life. If they don't value the work you're trying to put in, if they don't value or at least encourage you in trying to better yourself, well then maybe that's a person that's not worth your time, worth your energy. You don't have to completely cut them off or just give them, you know, this bad energy, but it might just be a sign to distance yourself from that person, and then just find new friends, new family, whatever, that do operate on that level, that are trying to live a more fruitful life in all areas, because those people are out there. I remember when I first started on this, like, you know, whatever the fuck you call it, self-development journey, I was like, no one else is doing this shit. No one else around me was trying to just level up. So I felt pretty alone. I didn't know who to go to. And then I kind of just like, over time, people start seeing like the work I put in, they start making similar moves themselves, or some people from school kind of like wake up and they start working on shit too, which is really cool to see. But that's also another one of the reasons I wanted to push this content out there, so I could just meet more people that are actually interested in this content through my content. For example, like the people commenting or maybe messaging me on Instagram. But yeah, it's really cool. Anyway, sorry about that. That was slightly off topic. Not off topic, but not what I was trying to point out. But the second point I made before was having standards for friends. Not letting just anyone in your life come along and sap your energy, your time, your resources. The same goes for family. If, you know what, just because someone's a blood relative doesn't mean you owe them anything, really. If they're not a good person, if they're not a nice person, well then they're not a nice person. So maybe just spend that energy elsewhere, spend the time and effort somewhere else where it will be reciprocated. And I don't want you guys to hang around the wrong people, whatever that means for you. Maybe you've got some friends that are going down a dark path. Maybe it's, I don't know, gang related, drug related, alcohol related, whatever it is for them, the vices. I don't want you guys to be around those people just because you feel lonely, or you're worried about feeling lost if you do leave it as well. Because it all has an effect on your mentality. I'm sure we've all heard the quote before by now, because it's everywhere, that you're basically the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I was aware of this from a young age. So even if I didn't have a lot of friends around me that I felt like I could connect to, I would actually try find those 5 people that influenced me the most online. I'm not too sure if it works like that, but that's what I did anyway. So that's when I started watching the content from other people, like Wes Watson, Richard Cooper, Steph is Cold. No, people in the kind of like Kevin Samuels too. People like in the male self-improvement space, where it's about like putting in the work, self-accountability, not expecting like free handouts and shit, you know? So I really try to soak up information from those guys. Those guys have been awesome. And they're still putting out content to this day. And it's like, I still find it very valuable. It's so sick. So yeah, be careful, have standards regarding the type of people you spend your time and energy around with, you know, all of that, friends and family. Don't just use it all willy-nilly, because your energy is precious. I want you guys to do your best to put it towards things that at least reciprocate it in a positive way. And then that leads us to the third point, which is having standards, especially if you plan on getting married or long-term relationship, or you want to have kids. Number one, actually, especially that if you ever want to have kids, this is one thing that you cannot neglect. You have to have standards for the type of people you get into relationships with. As I said before, whatever you're after, fucking girlfriend, boyfriend, medium term, long term, whatever the fuck, or you want to get married, find a wife, find a good husband, whatever it is for you, don't settle for less. I know at times maybe you feel a little bit lonely, a little bit desperate, whatever it is, but you can't compromise. Don't compromise on your values, on your standards, just because you feel lonely. I know it can be a tough path, a tough time every now and then, especially if you're being alone for a little while and it's kind of like weighing on your mind. That used to be me, but I'm kind of like at peace with it like right now. I'm like speaking to some people, but not a whole lot going on. To be honest, it's not really a priority for me, but it's just something I'm onto. So recently, actually, some girls come into my life, they message me, they kind of put themselves in my space, and then I just reciprocate the energy. I go from there. If it feels good, whatever, but I'm not out there chasing shit, because I'm focused more so on the work. I'm still not exactly where I want to be. So before I think about all that big, like, life shit, relationships and all of that, I'm just focused on growing. I've definitely got to get my money up as well, because one thing about me, if I get into a relationship, even for people in my life, like my friends and family, I like spending money on people. It's just, I think it's one of the ways I like to express my care and love for people, but I don't have the money to do that right now, really. I mean, I've got some money here and there, but since I can't express my love one of the ways I want to, through like gift giving and all that shit, then I feel like I can't be my true self. I can't be my best self in a relationship. And it's not really about the money, it's just about the fact that I want to do something for them. And if I can't do that, I feel like I'm holding myself back. I'm holding, the best me to give back that there is. And anyway, coming back to what I was saying before as well, if you do want to have kids, that's something you can't fuck around with. Because you see some people, they get a bit excited when the opposite gender takes their clothes off, and maybe they make decisions that they should not make with people that don't really connect with them the best. Because we all know it's like very important, the type of people you have kids with, like, and then you hear the statistics when it comes to like divorce and everything as well. And a lot of that could be avoided if people just didn't rush into things. They had standards, they took their time, they got to know the other person better, really find out if they click with one another, if they really are a good person, in the beginning or long term, or they're just putting up like a front to throw you off, to maybe get whatever they want out of you. And I don't want you guys to, I don't want you to give all this energy to people that don't deserve it. or don't have good long-term true intentions. And I do understand a lot of the time you just don't know. You don't know until you try. That's true. But don't make silly decisions but just because you feel lonely, all right? Be intentional with the type of people you spend your time with. As I said before, just wrapping it all up, bringing it all together as a whole. The having standards for yourself, having respect for yourself, all your daily habits, the way you conduct yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way you treat other people. And then expect the same from the people around you as well, your friends, your family. And if they aren't doing that, I guess the first thing is you could help them. You could help, keep them accountable, call them out for it. But if that's not working, man, just head on. Just maybe take a step away from them, let them deal with themselves, with their own life, with their own problems, and focus on yourself, and then meeting new people that do reciprocate the energy. And then once again, the same thing comes to relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is for you. You know what you want. I think some people, they listen to their friends too much, or they listen to what their family has to say. And sometimes it can be a good wake-up call. It can be good advice. But nobody really knows what you want more than you. So use your heart, use your head. Eugene's merch, good music. Anyway, use your heart, use your head. Take care of yourselves. Have standards for yourself and the people around you. And then we can all elevate to a higher level together. I'll see you guys soon. Hope you like this little garage video here, car park. And I'm about to record another video because I owe you guys too. But have a good night. I'll see you soon.